Whoa. Good, fellas. Okay. Oh, no. Already around. Good, fellas. Good, fellas. Whoa.
I'm joined by Cliff Caines, director of Workhorse, a film that will be showing at the Kingston Film Festival. Welcome, Cliff. So this is about working horses. What made you choose that as your subject matter?
Well, it's something I stumbled upon in 2014 and 2015 in the Minden Hills, Haliburton Highlands. There was these fall fairs that were going on at the Kinmount Fair. I sort of happened upon one on some time off, and I was just blown away by the power that was on display at the Kinmount Fair. So it was like a tractor pull with horses that we encountered, and it was just something that I had to know more about. So from there, I just introduced myself to the community, and there was a whole subculture around working with horses that just sort of really expanded and blossomed up from there.
You know, I always think of working horses, I associate it with the Mennonite community. Does it go beyond that? Are there some farmers who just choose to use horses rather than machinery?
That's exactly right. That was our big question in the film. Outside of Amish and Mennonite communities, who uses horses now and why? And that's the major question behind the film. And we encounter a farmer, a horse puller, and a horse logger that are still working today. And that's really where the film begins.
Biggest thing that I can remember Dad imparting on me was the fact that you have to be fair with the horse. If you put a fair load behind them and ask them to pull, the horse will respond to that.
When horse was really only choice, there were people that really didn't enjoy it, and probably the horses suffered, because of that. I mean, they weren't loved and taken care of probably as well as they should have. They were just seen as a means to an end.
What are some of the things horses can do that machinery can't do?
It was really incredible, and that's something I learned about horses, is why use them now and why use them then. And to use them now, there's questions of, ecological sustainability. There's questions of machine versus animal and its impact. So the farmer that we worked with, Ken Lang, he was interested in working with low impact, of course, and without fossil fuels, right? So all of these benefits are at play right now.
And they're actually four-legged composting systems too, when you think about it.
That's right. There's a whole system involved in. There's an ecosystem involved in it. And it's just really so fascinating to be able to witness and to share.
I know it's filmed in black and white. Why was that your decision?
Yeah, it's something we thought of right away. We do a lot of research in our documentaries first, which involves being literally in the field and getting a sense of what these animals can do and what their human counterparts are doing. And the textures and the material, we thought, not only to give an homage to the past and the history, which the role of the horse in human society, it goes back years and years. And that's another thing we think about in the film. And black and white, it just suited it so much. It brought out those textures, and there was no other way for us to really communicate and express the power and the majesty and the intelligence of these horses and their human counterparts.
I think that's something that we have learned over generations, that horses are pretty darn smart and probably smarter than some of us.
Absolutely. I was completely terrified of horses, especially big horses, before I started this. And I came to have, beyond a healthy respect, there is this emotional intelligence that you need to work with horses. And there's an emotional intelligence that the horses themselves have and teach us. And they're both powerful and gentle at the same time. And, I would go back in a heartbeat to be with these horses. They're just fascinating to be with. And I came to understand why our protagonists work with horses today and why they choose to do that. There's a peacefulness to it.
Should I yell? Yeah.
The horse pulley is kind of a
Like yell here? Yeah.
dying sport, I believe.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
I've heard that there are more horses in North America today than there were when they were the main mode of transportation. Have you ever heard about that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know those facts offhand, but I know that they were in every facet of society, from haulage to storage to anywhere you see machinery today. So in the farms, of course. So as those, the combustion engine peaked, the horses went away, and now they're coming back, right? So it's interesting. That said, our film really does look at this idea of the next generation of farmers, right? So, or horse loggers, or those working with horses. And there are challenges, of course, and our film covers that, and our protagonists discuss that. And in some cases, there is no other generation to take it on, and in some cases, that generation is there, but it's tentative, right?
It's a fascinating idea, and can't wait to see the film. Do you know when it will be airing?
Yes, we premiere at the Kingston Canadian Film Festival on Wednesday, March 3rd. I believe at 8 p.m. is our digital premiere, followed by a Q&A with some of the team.
And will you be part of the Q&A?
Yeah, myself, our cinematographer, and one of the horse loggers, Art Shannon, will be joining us.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.